be done. Whatever you are doing is not to be done. Like you see, most of Rajneesh has said somewhere, now you are going south. You want to go to south. You want to go to Bangalore, but you are going in the direction of Delhi. What are you supposed to do now? You know, you see, I am going wrong side, isn't it? You change your direction, that's all. That is the effort required. Then automatically you are in south. If you change your direction of going to north, when you are thinking of going to south, then when you change your direction, you are already there. You don't have to bother about it. It's only the question of, according to question of time, but then you have understood the point. You are all going in the wrong direction. Whatever effort you are making through eye consciousness is all wrong. Understand it is all wrong? Change.
The point is not to not act, but not to be attached to the action.
That's right. Because all our actions at the moment, they are not really actions, they are only reactions with the help of the mind and the memory. When you really and truly act, you see, then act itself is in action. Action itself is in action.
But the problem is that we try to stop the action. And if trying to stop the action, we're actually acting.
When you stop the action, means you are acting also. Acting to stop the action also is an action. Why worry about that also? Don't do that also. If it stops, it stops. If it acts, it acts. Who acts? The mind acts, the body acts. You are not the mind and the body. Forget about that. Let it act anyway. As he says, you see, I can do anything. You do it. Nothing wrong. But you won't do anything because you are, as long as you are in the body and mind, you will be worried about the consequences. So you will not do anything. And once you are not in the body and the mind, you see, then you will not do anything wrong. Because then everybody else is the same as you are, isn't it? Then how can you hurt the person? At the moment, you see, your mind says, okay, I'm going on the road, I will attack this man, kill him. Then you say, no, you won't get you will get the consequences. Because the mind knows what are the consequences. But if your mind is free, completely empty, then you are not going to kill him because he is the same as you, isn't it? Why would you want to kill him? So it is very difficult to understand the gurus, what they tell, what they give. He says you are moving from place to place. You see, what is your objective? Why are you moving from place to place? What are you doing? What is your objective? Everybody, anybody.
What is objective?
You see, you want to go back to Chinmayananda after this lecture is over. What is your objective? To reach there is objective.
To go to sleep.
No, that is your objective. To go there to the ashram and then sleep is the objective. That's all. So what is your objective in coming here now?
I didn't want to come here.
हे म्हणते मला येतच नव्हतं मला काही नव्हतंच हेतूच नव्हता माझा
Because I'm always with Maharaj.
यू आर ऑलवेज विथ महाराज ती म्हणते मी नेहमीच आपल्या बरोबर आहे तर मग मला यायचं काय जरूर होती बट वाय यू केम ऑलरेडी व्हाय डिड यू कम देयर
He took me.
He forced you.
Well, not exactly forced me, but he took me.
But that was your objective to comply with his request, isn't it? He requested you to come. So your objective was to comply with his request.
He didn't. He didn't.
What did he do then?
He said, come on.
He said, come on. Means he ordered you. So you complied with his order. That is the objective.
या सगळ्या जगाच्या दर्शनाच्या लाभ म्हणून जर काय घ्यायचं असेल तर फक्त आपला शोध घेणार फक्त आपला शोध.
He says if you want to get the benefits of looking at the world, objective world, you see, you don't have to do anything else, you see. You have just to find out what you are. Once you find out what you are, then you have understood everything about the world. Because you are nothing. You exist with no identity, with no name. You are nameless. You have no identity. Then what are you going to see the world? When you don't yourself have the identity, what can the identity be to the world? This is how they bring you back to the point.
तुमचा शोध तुम्हाला यथार्थ झाला मग तुम्हाला जगातलं किंवा त्याच्या पुढच्या कुठेतरी कशाची गरज नाही तुमची खात्री.
Once you understand your true nature, you see, then nothing will be necessary for you to go about here in this world and find out the truth about the world. Because then you have known the truth about the world. Now see, immediately doubt comes in. How can it be? Because we are in ignorant stage. We cannot understand that. You come to this stage and then understand. So you see, in spirituality, you are always to walk on the razor's edge, and this razor has the edges both the sides. It cuts you all the time.
त्याच्यात तुम्हाला दोन तऱ्हेने तुमचे अनुभव येईल. एक हंगामी तुम्ही असा आहात आणि हंगाम संपल्यानंतर त्या हंगामात असलेला याच्यामध्ये सामावते ते, परंतु ते तुमचीच वस्ती तुमच्याच अस्तित्व असेल, दुसऱ्याचं नाही.
He says, when you try to find out the truth about yourself, you see, you get two experiences. The first experience is that this I am in this body, you say, and all those things. My mind, body, I take this reality and understand the world. And when you go beyond that, you see, you understand that I don't have a personality at all. And then you exist without the name and the form, and you know that this whole thing, you see, merges into something. That is the reality. But that, whatever you merge in, is not separate from you. That is you only. You, not with this form, formless, whatever you are. That you and the reality are the same.
स्वतः काही यथार्थ कळलं मग वैराग्याची गरज नाही, विरक्तीची गरज नाही, कशाची गरज नाही.
Once you understand your true
ब्रह्माची
nature,
गरज नाही.
yes, once you understand your true nature, then you don't require anything. You don't require any sannyas. You don't require any renunciation. You don't require anything at all. You don't require even the Brahman, whatever you call. At the moment a concept is given, you are the Brahman. That also you don't require. But only at that stage, from the absolute. Otherwise, everything is necessary, sir. Right from food, all the things are necessary.
साधक ईश्वर शोधण्याकरता निघाला, ईश्वराची भेट घ्यायला निघाला. एक निमित्त ईश्वराची भेट घेतला तर असा साक्षात्कार होतो. ज्याला भेटायचं होतं ते तर मी आहेच. ज्याला मी भेटायला लोक ते
तुम्ही आहेत.
आणखी हे मी आता आहे ते काल नाव त्याचं आहे, सूर्य नाव त्याचं आहे, काय ज्ञान नाव त्याचं आहे आणि अखिल दुसरं नाव त्याचंच आहे. हे आत्ता मी आहे, पण हे सर्व माझ्यामध्ये सामावणार आहे. ते परब्रह्म ते मीच आहे.
He says, you see, you start in search of God. You want to find out the truth about God. So you started moving. Then you came to a point, you see, where you know that you and the God are the same. There is no difference at all between you and the God. But then also the knowledge dawns on you that you as Ishvara, you as the Lord, is time bound. This actual feeling is only in time and space. This is not going to remain with you. Now when this goes away also, this entire state, including the Ishvara principle, you, all those things in the world also, all those things, they merge in something which you call void, which you call anything. That is your true nature. All of them, it goes. Every day you have an experience in deep sleep. Every day in the deep sleep when you don't have any dreams, you go into that state. But here you see, you go with full knowledge that what is my reality, that is my reality. In deep sleep, you don't have that knowledge that in the deep sleep, whatever you are experiencing is the reality. That knowledge you don't have at the moment. That's the only difference. Because the ignorance is there.
हे वाक्य लक्षण वाक्य होते नाही. ज्याने स्वरूप पाहिले, स्वरूप झाला, त्याला वैराग्याची गरज नाही, विरक्तीची गरज नाही, ब्रह्माची गरज नाही. हे विलक्षण वाटेल की नाही लोकांना? काय म्हणतो त्याला ज्ञान घ्यावं.
He's talking to you.
काय
He says to an enlightened person, you see, nothing really and truly affects, you see. He doesn't look at the world that way at all. Now how to express that particular feeling unless you are enlightened? I can explain to you, but you won't be able to understand, therefore I don't want to explain. Because I am enlightened, I have already told you. And I can't explain. When I say I am enlightened, then it becomes I am not enlightened, so I have to keep quiet.
Because renunciation, other things are all on mind level.
On the mind level,
They are
everything
only
is on the mind
desired.
level.
Again they are desired.
What's the attitude of the mind being to this body and this mind?
आपल्या या स्थितीमध्ये, स्वरूप स्थितीमध्ये आपण जेव्हा असताय तेव्हा आपलं मन आणि ती शरीर याच्याकडे
सगळं
आपलं
सहित एका शरीर नाही, अवघी 14
this body and this mind is not mine. You see, I don't feel that way. Everybody, all these bodies and all these minds are one. That is I. That's all. Manifest everywhere.
But you recognize it as personal.
पण तुम्ही दुसरे लोक जाणता वेगळे वेगळे लोक जाणतात ते कसे जाणतात?
वेगळे आम्ही आम्हालाच जाणतो. ते आपल्याला वेगळे वेगळे माणूस सुख दुःख भोगतात.
He says, I don't recognize you as separate from me at all. I recognize you as myself, that's all.
But his body and my body are on this plane apparently separate. You know?
पण ते म्हणतात या आत्ताच्या ह्याच्यावर स्थळावर तुमचं शरीर माझं शरीर वेगळं आहे हे ते तुम्हाला कळतं ना.
नाही
He says, I don't understand that.
तुमच्याकरता मुली एक आहे काय? मग तुमच्याकरता पाणी एक आहे, तुमच्याकरता वायू एक आहे, पाणी एक आहे, काय? अग्नी एक आहे, आकाश एक आहे. आणखी आत्मा तुम्ही आणि दोन आहोत काय?
He says the water you drink, the earth on which you walk, the air you breathe, the sky where you are, everything is the same. So how you say?
सगळं करताय ना.
So everything is the same, isn't
I'm
it?
talking about the limitation of...
That's right, but I don't feel limited, he says.
Yeah, but there's a hand over here,
Yeah.
a hand over there.
That's right.
Two forms.
But that is only from the state of ignorance, yes.
Right.
Right.
I'm
Right.
asking what...
So he
how
said,
he looks at the state.
he says, I don't look at it at all like that. Now how to understand this unless and until you become that?
Yeah.
You see, how he says, I don't believe in that. I don't have any feeling like that at all. Just as the space here and the space outside, you see, is it going to understand separately?
Yeah, but I'm not talking about belief or feeling. I'm talking about perception. He has eyes to see. Huh? Does he have a...
He has eyes and he sees everything one.
If you have a headache, he doesn't know about it. If you have headache, he doesn't know about it. How do you know? Yeah, thank you.
काय म्हणतो तू?
ते काय म्हणतात, त्यांचं म्हणणं असं होतं की आपण माणसाकडे बघितलं म्हणजे आपल्याला कळतं हा मनुष्य आहे, म्हणजे आपल्याला बघण्याचा जो हे आहे ताकद आहे ती त्यातून वेगळं जाणताना.
तुमच्या दृष्टीने आम्ही माणसाला बघत नाही, आमच्या दृष्टीने बघतो. पाचही भूत म्हणून एक चित्र तयार आहे, पाचही भूत म्हणून एक चित्र तयार आहे. आणि हे पंचभूत आहे, माणूस नाही.
He said,
त्याचे नाव ईश्वर आहे त्याला.
see, from the angle of your human existence, you see, you feel that way. But he says, I don't take you as, I only take you as the combination of elements, that's all. I don't take you as a separate entity like that.
But what is this taking? I don't take it. It sounds like an attitude rather than the realization.
Because you are asking, therefore attitude has to be told, isn't it? Otherwise there is no attitude. If the question is not raised, then there is no question of attitude. So it is to be explained, isn't it? How to explain? So attitude is to be taken that way. That's all.
हे तुम्ही चांदी ओळखता काय आणि सोनं ओळखता काय? पहिल्याची डिझाईन काय बनलेली असेल, पण ही चांदी आणि सोनं ओळखता.
See what he says. He sees the thing in its suchness. You see, if you want to know it, you see, in the substance, the very substance is. He doesn't want to. He say once it is, this is a silver. Now articles may be different. You see, I'm not worried about that. I see always the silver. I don't see the different forms. That's all. I only know the nature, the true nature of you, and I take it. It is my own nature. So there is no question of feeling otherwise.
ते आता तुम्ही ज्ञान आहे काय? त्याचं नाव आकाश आहे, त्याचं नाव प्राण आहे, वायू आहे, त्याचंच नाव अग्नी आहे, तेज आहे, सूर्य आहे, त्याचंच नाव पाणी आहे, त्याचंच नाव रस आहे, आणि त्याचंच नाव पुन्हा भूमी आहे. पण कोणाचे तुम्ही असलेले ज्ञानाचे रूप आहे.
See, the world, as you see, the objective world, is nothing but the consciousness I. If you come to that, see, that is why you have to go back again to the dream state and find out. In the dream state, you see the different figures. Are they really real? Because the I consciousness is the expansion into those different figures. Similarly, here also, I consciousness with which I am looking at the world is this world. Consciousness is knowledge, is the world. Now, in the dream, you don't take the world then as reality in the waking state, isn't it? So he says, unless and until you wake up in your true state, how are you going to know that this is a dream? Now, once you know it is a dream, then where is the question whether you have hands or whether you have nose or not? It's all dream. So once again, you have to go into the dream state and find out the dream state. What happens there? There eye consciousness alone is there. Because nothing is available to you. Eye consciousness expands into the vast world there. Now when you wake up, then you know that eye consciousness in the dream as well as the world, they were all false. But in the dream state also, was there anything available to you except the eye consciousness? All these things, elephants you saw, London you saw there in the dream, how can that London be, contained in your body? So from where it come? It's only the expansion of that, isn't it? It was the eye consciousness itself, he had expanded into it. Similarly here also, he knows that my consciousness is the world. So there is no question of, even if I see, I know it's a dream figure I am seeing. So from my waking state, I don't see.
सूर्याला आयुष्य आहे की नाही? हा सूर्य आहे, त्याला आयुष्य आहे की नाही? म्हणजे त्याचं आयुष्य आणि तो दोन आहेत का? तो तुझे पावतो, तो कसं पावतो? सूर्याला वेगळा काळ आहे का? तसा तू असलेल्या ज्ञानाला सुद्धा वेगळा काळ नाही, तूच काळ आहे. सूर्य तूच आहे. पाचही मुद्दे म्हणून तू ज्ञान आहे. त्याला आयुष्य नाही तसं, तो आपलं आयुष्य आपणच आहे. साध्या भाषेमध्ये आपला आयुष्य तो स्वतःच आहे. त्याचा कोणी काळ नाही. तुम्हाला काळाच्या मृत्यूचं भय आहे, पण आम्हाला दुसरा काळ नाही. पुन्हा हा सकाळ दुपार संध्याकाळ त्रिकाळ आणि ती माझ्यामध्ये सामावतो आणि ते सर्व माझ्यामध्ये सामावते. हे स्पष्ट उघड आहे. म्हणून म्हटलं वरराज्य विरक्ती याची गरज ज्ञात्याला नाही. ज्ञात्याचे ज्ञान अवघे दुमदुमचे आहे. वाईटामध्ये वाईट, चांगल्यामध्ये चांगले, ते एक ज्ञानच आहे ज्ञात्याचे. पण ते काय आहे, तो असल्याची दौडी बिट्टी आहे एवढं. कोणी असल्याची दौडी बिट्टी जाहिरात आहे, बातमी आहे. परंतु या अवघ्याचाही तो आहे. तुम्हाला केव्हाही एकटा असल्याचा अनुभव येणार नाही. पंचभूतावरती बनलेली सर्व सृष्टी भरलेली असते. एकट्याचा अनुभव कधी येणार नाही तुम्हाला. पंचभूते असणार आणि पंचभूतांनी सर्व सृष्टी भरलेली असते. प्राणी मात्र
He says he has taken the metaphor of sun, you see. Now we have based all our time, you see. The sun rises, sun sets, you see. For sun, you see, is there setting and rising? So there the question of time and sun, they are the same. Time by time it means kal. You understand the time, whatever you understand by time, not by day, but time in general. Now the sun and the time, they cannot be separated. They are one. Sun itself is time, time itself is sun there. Now he says eye consciousness, whatever is there, in its purity, you are giving it, see, you are connecting it with time. Therefore you feel eye consciousness comes, it comes and that means it rises and it sets. It has no time. Time, you see, so the world also, which is coming in all the elements, he says consciousness and the elements, they are not separate. Because the moment the consciousness comes, elements are there. The moment eye consciousness appears, the world is there. So he says, eye consciousness and the world, they are not two different things at all. Although you feel world is separate from you, but the moment can you ever get your eye consciousness without perceiving the world? You cannot, isn't it? So the eye consciousness and the world is the same. The moment eye consciousness is there, the world is there. Nothing at all. That is why he says, you see, this eye consciousness, which is the only thing you have at the moment to make the inquiries about the truth. The nature of this eye consciousness is the world. The moment it comes up, the world comes in. And world including all the elements. No element is outside your consciousness. That is thereby what he wants to say. Everything, the idea is in the mind. Any form is in the mind. Now if my mind is not working, this form cannot come in my mind. This is exactly, now this is the only explanation surrenders to this to the sea. In the moment, and there is no beginning. If you start in the beginning, there is no beginning and therefore there is no end. You have a beginning in the past, then there is an end in the future. Then all those things, you see, whatever you talk, only everything is right then, in a perfect illusion. Whatever you understand, whatever you say is perfectly true, 100% true, but only in illusion. Understand that. Only in dream, not in reality. Then whatever you want to say, you say. You are the King of England, or you are the President of America, it's true. Who says no? In illusion, what I can become anything is in my dream. In the moment, what are you? Just find out. And then begin the question, there is no beginning. And therefore there is no end. Therefore you are not born, therefore you are not going to die. Because you are only the eternal present. Truth, you are the truth, you are the reality, and you are the eternal truth. Eternal present, you are the eternal present, then you ask the question.
Okay. Then
Yeah.
I would like to know why there's something before me that has never changed.
It's in the mind, sir, isn't it? Something before you is, it can be only the objective, and no objectivity is reality. No objectivity can ever be reality. Anything is an object, right? When something is before you means what? You are seeing something. You are perceiving something. It cannot be the truth. So, forget about it. Then from this angle, forget about it. Now you can go to a compassionate sage and ask the question. It's perfectly all right. I made my point clear. You see that this is the only thing, you see, it is to be cut short then and there. Nothing at all. You can't go more with the experiences. See, I had this experience, in a childhood. Childhood is gone. Experience is gone. And you are still here asking Maharaj what is to be done. That means those experiences, they have been of no use to at all whatsoever so far.
So you're saying there's nothing to be done.
Yeah. In the moment, in the present, nothing can ever be done. Because nothing ever is to be done. If you understand the present is the reality, then what are you going to do? Because you are the reality.
So then it's okay to
Yes,
go
sir.
ahead and practice sadhana with Nityananda, even though it seems ridiculous. Is that true?
Nothing can happen that way, you see. If you understand the truth, you see, whatever you do will be only correct. Why do you worry about it? Do. Come into the present and do whatever you like. Okay. Go.
I can do whatever I like.
You do. But you live in the present, sir. You will do everything with the past, isn't it? Past memories, experiences. You will like to enjoy that. Then you are not in the present. If you are in the moment, if you are in the present, do anything, whatever you want to do. Because then you will not do anything.
I
Anything.
don't do anything.
That's right. But you are not doing anything with the help of the mind now. Let the mind be completely empty. Let all the conceptual mind go away.
My mind always wants to do everything, but
Yeah, but your minds are concepts, isn't it? You want to do the concept is not reality. So you are not doing anything in the reality. If you are not doing in the reality, then suffer. Then you see, then whatever are the consequences, you suffer. Who says no? Do anything, whatever you want to do. In the realm of ignorance, you do anything. Then be prepared to bear the consequences. If you are willing to bear the consequences, there is no problem for you. If you are going to be sorry, if you sorrow you are going to get it, then where is the problem? Then you cannot go to any guru also. You are going to a guru to find out, I am not happy, isn't it? I have sorrow. That's why you come to gurus, isn't it?
Right.
Now the guru says, you see, then you won't have sorrow in the present then. If you live in the moment, there is no sorrow, there is no happiness. You are beyond it. You are beyond it, isn't it? And you say, I can do then anything. Live in that state and do anything. Let us see how you can do. At the moment you are you are not in reality and you want to say, I can do anything. Then you bear the consequences. Therefore you are unhappy. Isn't it? You are unhappy because you cannot bear the consequences of whatever your actions are in life. Isn't it? Normally, from normal person, not exactly you, but any person who says I am unhappy means I am not in a position to bear the consequences of whatever I do every day. Therefore, I come to a guru and I say, oh, I want to get out of this. So he says, there is no sorrow, there is no happiness. When you are living in the present, in the moment. You live in the moment, there is nothing wrong. Now, if you live in the moment, do anything you like. Nothing to worry about. But if you are not living in the moment, if you are living in the time, then you are living in time and space. Bear the consequences of whatever you do. If you are prepared for that, then there is no question. All political leaders, they are not worried about it, isn't it? They do anything, whatever they feel. They are willing to be happy, they are willing to be unhappy also. They are not going to any gurus and asking the advice. It is only when you want to know the truth about yourself, these difficulties they come. Otherwise, where are the difficulties? When I am happy, I am happy. When I am not happy, I am not unhappy. I have sorrow. I say that in the world, isn't it? But you want to be in his state perfectly at all times happiness. You want to be in Rajin's state, you see, perfectly happy all the time. Then you become like him. That's all.
I see happiness come, and I see sadness.
That happiness is coming only with the mind.
Okay,
This happiness
I
doesn't
agree
come
with
from
that.
anywhere. You are happy. Your true state is happiness only. That which comes from outside is not yours. Throw it away. It will go away. That which you gain from outside will go away. Then where is the question? So you don't have to make a statement, I am happy. I see happiness coming. If happiness is coming, Maharaj doesn't say I am happy or unhappy.
Right.
He is just like that.
Yeah.
He cannot express even what is that happiness. That is bliss. Now whatever happiness you understand is relative to unhappiness. Right? You say happiness, see happiness coming means happiness in relation to unhappiness which you know. So it is duality which is not the reality. No duality can ever be reality. So come to this point all the time, bring the mind there, you see, and make the mind absolutely come to a point, you see, where nothing is possible now. Let the mind be empty. So how the Buddhists they describe, you see, no mind or clear mind or Buddha mind. What is the Buddha mind? Is bucket with a hole. You put the water will be drained off, isn't it? It is empty, empty of all concepts, you see. Make your mind empty of all concepts, you see, and then sit here, then you will be happy. Then you will not talk also about happiness, isn't it? That will be that bliss. See, from the point of ignorance, you want to understand the final, whatever is the final, which is trying
That's
beyond.
what I said, I don't.
No, not you. Everybody is trying to do that, isn't it? We, all of us, you see, we want to do that, isn't it? And we are not in a position to find out. Otherwise, there is a discussion. That is why, again, I make the statement today. Once again, I make it bold statement, you see. About the reality, we talk only nonsense. Because there is no other way. You have to talk only nonsense in the realm of this untruth. You can only talk nonsense. Because when you know the sense, you don't talk. And that is reality. Then you don't talk. So until then, it doesn't matter. Then if you want to know the levels, isn't it? In that nonsense, there are levels of nonsense. That's all. Levels, they are only in that nonsense. That's all. Nothing more than that. The levels are not in reality. Levels are only in the ignorance and the levels of nonsense. That's all. Now
You can now ask question. Yes. Anybody? Now Maharaj will answer.
go ahead.
I think I understand what you're saying.
There is no, you understand with the mind, isn't it? So what, if you understand me, you have not understood me correctly. Don't understand me. That is the real truth. Don't understand me at all.
Understand yourself.
It should be beyond understanding. That's all. So that's right. So you say, okay, that must stop. That's all. You must look at me, I must look at you, and we have realized both of us. We are the Buddha mind there. That's right. In reality, there are no questions. So understand the questions are only from the point of view of ignorance, right? First thing, you are limited and you are asking the question for limited nature of yours, right? Your consciousness is limited. You have limited yourself. Actually, consciousness is not limited at all. But you feel this body, mind is reality, therefore you have limited it. Now from the limited angle, you ask the question and the sage will answer you with all the compassion. But I don't have patience to answer, so I will put the question to him then. You understand? Because once again, this is only the grinding. You know, in India, we used to have the oil mills. The oil mills were not machine oil mills. Bullock was put, and Bullock was all the time going round and round, round and round, and his eyes were closed so that he should not get fainted or something like that. All the time. So You come today, you are there. Another gentleman will come after 2 days. Another people will come, and they will be granting the same thing again and again, and we will be answering the same way again and again because you are not interested in knowing the truth. You, in the sense, is those who come, they are not interested in knowing the truth. Otherwise, they will not. They will come there and they will understand what is happening here. But no. They will try to, they want to get confirmation whether this guru says the same thing or the other guru says. And you won't get the confirmation because the gurus always deceive you then that way. You cannot get anything like that. If you have understood one guru, you have understood all the gurus. I don't have the reality. Where is the